Hello, this is Matt on the Moon Lambo channel. The smart money is doing something, and you might wonder, what is it exactly that they see? Well, I think I have an idea of what they see because it's a matter of fact statement. And this is not an opinion, this is not up for debate. It is a matter of fact statement that the smart money, the wealthiest, well, not just individuals, yes, individuals, but wealthiest institutions and businesses out there, investment firms, they are going whole hog into XRP. That is a fact, not an opinion. I will show you the data. The smart money is putting a boatload of money into XRP specifically, and they're doing it at a time where the sentiment is in the gutter. The market is in extreme fear. This is a tale as old as time. We have seen this movie so many times, over and over and over again. The retailers, the typical lemming retail speculators, they have feels, they got their emotions hit because the price goes down, they don't know what's going on, so they just sell, they panic sell, they make important financial decisions based on the feels, and then the smart money comes in and they're happy to purchase the fear of the idiot lemming retail speculators. And that is absolutely happening right now. In fact, take a look at this headline. Large XRP whales boost holdings to all-time high of 11.33 billion tokens. All-time high. The XRP ecosystem and XRP itself has existed for a little less than 14 years. Sentiments in the gutter. This is a matter-of-fact statement. A particular bracket, the largest holders, holding the most XRP that they've ever held. What do you think happens next? And this is at a time when the fundamentals for XRP have never been stronger. When XRP has legal clarity, when the war on crypto is over, at a time when macro factors indicate you should absolutely be excited that the best is yet ahead. But before going further, I do want to be clear, I do not have a financial background of any kind. I am not offering financial advice, and you definitely should not buy or sell anything because of anything I say or write. I'm just an enthusiast who enjoys making YouTube videos about crypto-related topics, but just as a hobby and just for fun. And so I will just say, if you have ever wondered if you made a smart decision by investing in XRP, just know that the smart money out there, the big money, they think so. They think it's smart, or they would not be doing this. First, I wanted to briefly mention this, and I've shared this before, which is why I'm going to be brief, but I want as many people as possible to see this. And if you're not looking at your screen and you're not doing something dangerous like driving, look at the screen. This is showing you, and this is going back to 2020, it's showing you the same behaviors over and over and over again. The green dots show big whale orders for XRP, and then the gray dots are the smaller orders, regular retail, normie, so on and so forth. And you can see consistently that after price falls, the whales buy. As soon as price starts going up, they stop buying. Then when it falls a little bit, they don't know exactly where it's going to bottom out to for the new range it's going to be in, but they start buying it. They start buying again. And then it goes up again, and then they stop buying. And then it goes down, and then they start buying. Over and over and over again. And I'm telling you this because they have been buying as it's been falling the last 6 months. And I mean that, and think about how broad that range has been. Anywhere from around $3 to a little above $1. That's a broad range. They think all of that is an excellent opportunity, which is why they've been buying in that range. It's not like they bought a little less than $3 and then it got to a little over $1 and then they sold because they thought they were wrong. Oh man, I guess I shouldn't have done that. No, the whales kept buying. That is exactly what they did, as you would expect. That's what's unfolding right now. And so then you look at this new article here. Again, it's from the Crypto Basic. Large XRP whales boost holdings to all-time high of 11.33 billion tokens. And so this is the largest bracket. And there are a number of brackets. And it is true that some of, I guess you might call them like sharks. So that'd be like, sharks are like smaller whales, maybe you'd call them. It's kind of subjective, but it's a different bracket where, you have like either somewhere between 100,000 XRP to 1 million XRP, depending on the time frame you're looking at. And this article even highlights it. Some of those have been selling. Now, a lot of those will be more likely to be on the retail side also, if you talk about the lower end of that range from 100,000 to 1 million. But the largest bracket here, they've been a buying. That is not opinion. And whales do not get wrong-footed. Piece reads as follows. XRP whales holding between 10 million and 100 million tokens have now increased their cumulative balance to the highest level in XRP's history. Should I say that again for the people in the back? No, I don't want to waste my goddamn time. I just said it once, that's enough. It's amazing, though. That is freaking amazing. What does that tell you? Again, it's like I said a few minutes ago. XRP fundamentals, never stronger. It's one of only 3 coins in existence that has always been in the top 10 coins by market cap. That's not an accident. That's not a fluke. And that's despite the fact that there was a very concerted effort to destroy XRP from the top of the United States government under the previous administration. Now, thankfully, the war on crypto is over since we got an election that's, well, whatever you think about it, I'm not getting into politics here. It's good for crypto. If you're being intellectually honest, you'll admit that at least. We don't have to worry about that stuff anymore. And what do you know? XRP competes on a level playing field now, and it is dominating. Why? Because it is the best coin on the planet for payments, broadly speaking. In fact, XRP, matter of fact statement here, has the largest market cap of any crypto on the planet for a coin that is oriented towards payments, broadly speaking. It is the #1 payments coin in existence. And it can do other stuff too. Look at all the tokenization that's happening, obviously. That's a huge one. In fact, it's one of the most adopted chains on the planet for tokenization. It's at either 6 or 7 right now, I think. It's been like probably almost a week since I last checked, probably. But it's up there. It's like 6 or 7 in terms of tokenization out of every coin that exists. It's like number 6 or 7. That is amazing. This is why I keep saying you don't have to wonder if XRP is going to work, if it's going to make it. It already did it. It already did the thing. It has definitely made it. If you can't say confidently after 14 years that it made it, how many more years have to pass before you can? Clearly it made it. It's just that most people don't know that yet. They don't accept it yet. But let time pass. They're going to. Piece continues. Specifically, these addresses recently raised their balance to 11.33 billion XRP, worth more than $15 billion at press time, despite the ongoing market downturn. The latest milestone indicates that large whales have leveraged the downtrend as a golden buying opportunity despite panic among retail investors. Well, what do you know? It's not just crazy old Uncle Moon Namble up on the YouTubes saying crazy things. It turns out I'm not the only one that has noticed this. It is a fact, not an opinion. The recent accumulation campaign comes as XRP continues to witness persistent price struggles alongside the rest of the crypto market. Specifically, since the crash from the all-time high of $3.60, well, actually it was more like $3.65, but whatever, in July 2025, it has been downhill for XRP as the broader market witnesses constant weakness. After a mild 2.5% rebound in September 2025, XRP has recorded consistent monthly declines, now on track to witness its 7th consecutive monthly loss for the first time since 2014. Currently trading for $1.33, XRP has crashed 63% from the $3.60 peak, down 27.46% this year alone. You know, that's a baby crash. I literally held XRP from I almost said the wrong number. I held XRP from a crash. I kid you not. This is true. I held it from a 97% fall. I did that. I jumped in late 2017. It ran to $3.30 or whatever, right around there. And then it fell as low as 10 cents. And I held, not only did I hold, as it was falling lower and lower, I bought more and more and more over a span of years. And I'm telling you, so jumping into crypto is the best financial decision I've made in my entire life. And XRP is my #1 performing coin. Period. In terms of dollars, it is a ridiculous percentage of my overall crypto portfolio. It has been absolutely life-changing. Now, I haven't sold any yet, but in terms of what my net worth is, it's ridiculous compared to what it would otherwise be. And so I haven't really changed anything in my life as a result of this. I'm waiting until a certain thing to happen, actual price discovery before I finally feel like I'm enticed enough to sell. But it's like the writing's on the wall. It's just a matter of time. That moment is going to come. I do not question that. I just don't know how high XRP is going to go. And okay, fine. I could be wrong and XRP could go to 0. I just don't think that's remotely probable. Anyway, piece continues. Interestingly, the recent accumulation trend among these large whales picked up pace after XRP dropped from the $3.60 peak. Notably, these wallets distributed their tokens from late July to early August as their cumulative balance dropped from 8.21 billion XRP to 7.58 billion XRP within this period. Now, from mid-August, the accumulation began. These XRP whales increased their balance from 7.58 billion XRP in August 2025 to 11.12 billion XRP by December 2025, indicating that they accumulated 3.54 billion tokens within 4 months. My friends, you may be aware the max supply of XRP there ever would be is 100 billion. So in 4 months, this particular segment of whales captured 3.54% of all XRP in existence. And it's and it's a much higher percentage if you're talking about circulating supply, which is whatever it's at now. I guess I can pull it up here. Circulating supply, 61 billion. So it's a much higher percentage if you factor that in. That is astonishing. That is a boatload of XRP in a very short order. And when did they do it? Again, they did it as typical lemming retail speculators, regular everyday Joe Schmo, is panic selling. And one day, the Joe Schmo fool is going to look at that XRP thing, that price. He's going to see it. Maybe when he jumps in, it's getting to crypto euphoria, look back, oh, crypto, it's running, it's in the news again. What's XRP worth? And then it's going to be like, well, goddamn it. Maybe shouldn't have sold. I'm willing. That's good. That happens to people all the time. With XRP and other coins, of course, it just happens. Because the little retail speculators out there, they do not know what the hell they're doing. They just don't. And I'm not claiming to be a wizard, but it's exactly the point. Like, if I can do this, you can do this. That's the point. You should find that as rather encouraging. That you can literally just have exposure and wait, and then you just win. You don't even have to know like a whole bunch of stuff. You don't got to be a pro. You can just hold, and as long as you have broad exposure and pick some coins that actually are useful, maybe you're going to turn out okay. Don't you think? Anyway, during this period, XRP's price crashed from $3 to $1.83, marking a 39% drop after reaching 11.12 billion XRP in cumulative holdings last December. The accumulation trend slowed, with their balance dropping to 11 billion tokens in late February 2026, before recently picking up again. Today, these XRP whales currently hold 11.33 billion XRP tokens. This represents their largest ever combined balance in history. Folks, you'll love to see it. So if you're feeling down, you're feeling impatient, feeling despair, whatever it may be, stop it. You don't really need to. I mean, do whatever's right for you. I'm not telling you what to do with your investment. Of course not. I would never assume that I know better than you. I would, of course not. I don't think I do know better than you. Do whatever you think is right. But in terms of what's going to happen with XRP, it could not be more obvious that what is most probable is that it's going to be worth a fortune in the future compared to what it is now at some unknown point. And it's not a get-rich-quick thing. It is a thing where you actually do have to be patient and wait for the long haul. I've been waiting myself almost a decade at this point. And that's just fine. I can't control things. But I look at what's happened with XRP and my overall crypto portfolio, and I am thrilled. Maybe you don't want to hear 10 years. I get it. But the people that really are turned off by that, those are the people that are most likely to fail. You have the wrong mindset. You do. I know you don't like it, but it's required. You have to be patient. You just have to. It's what it is, folks. I don't make the rules. It's the price of admission. I'm not a financial advisor. You should not buy or sell anything because of anything I say or write. That would be a very, very, very bad idea. Until next time, to the moon, Lambo.